Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're going to be checking out Predator vs. Wolverine issue 1 by Benjamin Percy, Ken Lashley, Greg Land, Jay Leestein, and Andrea DeVito. This is the much anticipated crossover everyone has wanted to see. Two of pop culture's best killers going at it in all their bloody glory. Percy, who has been writing Wolverine for a very long time now, takes the reins and tells a really simple story of revenge and violence, setting up why the Predator is after Logan specifically and how, over the centuries, a long-lived mutant has had a few run-ins with the alien hunter. There honestly isn't anything too deep going on here. The people involved obviously realize that they just want to see Wolverine and Predator stab and punch and slash each other for a couple of pages, and that is what we get. Percy does try and add a little bit more weight to Logan's early story, having it mostly set in the 1900s where Logan was living a very isolated life away from society and didn't much care for it since everyone in it was trying to get one up on everyone else and own everyone and everything they could see in the wake of things like the Gold Rush and the Industrial Revolution. It says the Predator up as a villain who just sees Logan as another thing to possess and to take as his own, and Logan rightly so absolutely hates that. The book also uses Logan's various memory gaps and parts of his memory he can't really remember due to living for so long, or accidents he's had where he's taken trauma to the brain or something, to just sort of put little pieces of information in where like, oh, in this time he couldn't really remember he actually fought a predator. And we see one of those times where he was with Team X in the jungles of South America where he runs into the same predator he fought in the 1900s, although this time he has backup. It's all just set up to have a classic Predator situation. Even the setting and timeline is the same as the first Predator movie. It's a South American jungle in the mid to late 80s, and it's a bunch of big guys with bigger guns. The only new added aspect is that most of these guys now have superpowers, so that would be actually pretty cool to see how Team X handles it, specifically Sabretooth and Wolverine. And going from the preview we get of next issue, in the back of this issue we see them recreating that iconic scene from the first Predator film where all the guys with the guns just blow apart the jungle trying to get the Predator, and they use the big miniguns and all that sort of stuff, and it looks really cool. But again, it's really surface stuff. There's nothing really deeper than that, and that's totally fine because again, it's the Predator versus Wolverine. There's only so much characterization you can give these two guys who just want to kill each other. Ken Lashley, Greg Land, Jay Leestein, and Andrea DeVito join Ben to depict Logan's early battles with the Predator with violent, blood-soaked art. I adore that Greg Land is back doing Wolverine artwork again, and his part of the book set in the past looked fantastic, and I loved how the stark cold blues of his work contrasted with Andrea DeVito's warm, inviting oranges of the part of the book set during the mid-80s. Predator design looks great too. It's not really different from what we've seen before. They didn't try to do something new, they just knew that we want to see the Predator, and that is exactly what we get. I like the look of the mask, it looks cool. I like that that's the one thing you can usually differentiate between different Predators with, and just the general look of his armor was really cool. I like that it was also a younger Predator, and you could actually tell it was a younger Predator since they were very skinny and lean, especially in the early parts of the book, and we didn't really get to see it in the modern setting, but yeah, it looked a little bit older and a little bit more beefier, much like how Wolverine evolved a little bit over time too. Benjamin Percy and his team created a really cool, if predictable, first issue in his much anticipated crossover event. I love the idea of Logan's history dotted with battles with a Predator, as it allows the book to constantly move to interesting and familiar parts of Logan's history, and it allows for a bit more variety in an otherwise straightforward story. I'm going to give this issue an 8 out of 10. Check it out if you want to see a lot of action and a lot of violence and blood.